efforts by elders of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to quell the leadership crisis might have come to naught as the High Court of Rivers State yesterday issued an order of interim injunction restraining UCHE Secondus from carrying on as chairman of the party pending the hearing and determination of his suit challenging his continued stay in office. Secondus, according to the ruling, has been ordered to stop parading himself as a member of the PDP on grounds of his suspension from the party. But the embattled chairman of the main opposition party has said if he and the party were taken to court, they would defend themselves. Justice O. Gbasam of the Degema Division of the High Court of Rivers State, sitting in Port Harcourt, issued the orders while delivering ruling in an expert application by some chieftains of the PDP in Rivers State. Plaintiffs in the suit marked PHC/2183/CS/2021 were Ibiuwuchi Alex, Dennis Amadi, Emmanuel Stephen, and Umezirike Onwocha, while Secondus and PDP were the first and second respondents, respectively. Mr. H.A. Bello, who argued the expert application on behalf of the plaintiff, urged the court to grant the relief sought by his clients in the interest of justice, even as he sought an order of court directing that the matter be heard during the court's vacation owing to the urgent nature of the case. Part of the prayers were that Secondus be stopped from performing the functions of national chairman of the PDP while on suspension as a member of the party. In a short ruling, Justice Gbasam granted the reliefs requested by the applicants and issued an order restraining the first defendant from parading himself as a member of the second defendant or national chairman of the second defendant or performing the functions of national chairman of the second defendant or calling, attending, or presiding over any meeting of the second defendant or any committee of the second defendant at ward, local government, or state level. He was also asked to stay away from calling for any ward, local government, or state congresses of the second defendant or setting up committee for such congresses or participating in any activities of the second defendant whatsoever while on suspension as a member of the second defendant pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice for interlocutory injunction. Justice Gbasam, in addition, ordered that the restraining order and all other orders as well as originating summons and motion on notice be served on Secondus by substituted means. According to the ruling, the order and all other court documents were to be pasted on the gate of the residence of Secondus at number 1 William Jumbo Street, OGRA, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, as well as published in a national newspaper. The court processes, once pasted at Secondus' residence and published in a national daily, the court held was deemed to have been properly served on him. The latest court action against Secondus might not be unconnected to the failure of his National Working Committee to conduct a NEC meeting recently directed by the expanded Board of Trustees meeting of the PDP. The BOT, at a recent meeting, to resolve the face-off between Secondus and some aggrieved leaders of the PDP, particularly the Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, decided that Secondus should continue in office and that a National Executive Committee meeting be summoned to constitute a member of the National Convention of the party slated for the end of October 2021. Though the NWC had immediately advanced reasons why the NEC could not hold, the resort to litigation was not foreseen. Before the extended meeting of the BOT, there was two opposing groups, those plotting the removal of the National Working Committee led by Secondus and those who wanted him retained till the end of his tenure in December 2021. The agenda of the meeting was to discuss the expected implosion in the party due to the intraceable leadership crisis. Hitherto, the PDP was in serious crisis following the defection of three governors, Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State, Ben Ayade of Cross River State, and Bello Matawale of Zamfara State, and members of the National Assembly who were elected on its platform. They all defected to the All Progressive Congress (APC). The mood-damping situation in the party was becoming worrisome as the PDP had lost 17 senators. The membership of the party in the House of Representatives had also diminished Thus, some members believed the best way to resolve the crisis was by sacking the Secondus-led National Working Committee. The crisis, however, took a twist for the worst when 7 national deputies resigned in one day. Those who resigned were the Deputy National Financial Secretary, Deputy National Organizing Secretary, Deputy National Legal Advisor, Deputy National Publicity Secretary, Deputy Women Leader, and Deputy National Auditor. The resignation had ruffled feathers of the NWC and was like a joke taken too far, as it triggered several reactions from stakeholders. First was the PDP Governors Forum through its chairman Aminu Waziri Tambuwa, the governor of Sokoto State, who summoned a meeting of his colleagues to resolve the crisis. In line with series of meetings and a determination to resolve the crisis to save PDP, Chairman of the PDP Board of Trustees, Senator Wali Jibrim, summoned an expanded board meeting. The perception in some quarters was that the new wave of crisis that has engulfed the PDP might not be unconnected to speculations that Secondus might seek a second term at the National Convention coming up in December. But some stakeholders, including UCHE, Secondus governor, were not comfortable with that. In the long run, BOT chairman Walid Jibrim identified numerous problems in the PDP which needed urgent attention. They included lack of cohesion within and among major stakeholders that needed the intervention of the Board of Trustees as the highest advisory body of the party. Jibrim urged his compatriots in the PDP to seize the moment but this must begin with the PDP putting its house in order by starting the right preparation for the impending elective convention to elect PDP's national leaders that will lead the party in the 2023 general elections. He warned that the anticipated success of the PDP at the polls must not be sacrificed on the altar of personal interest and unnecessary in-house fighting aimed at killing objectives set by the party. Noting also that PDP ruled for 16 years as against the total failure of the current government, which he claimed was characterized by incompetence and total insecurity. Jibrim's line of thought aligned with other stakeholders and members of the BOT. It was a masterstroke that eventually dictated the terms of engagement at the meeting. In taking crucial step towards a resolution, the BOT members, NEC and other PDP stakeholders erected a bridge over the troubled waters. Unfortunately, some stakeholders within the PDP had taken a hardline position already, and it was only a matter of time before the boiling cauldron of repressed anger brimmed over the naked emotions. One of the immediate steps taken by the BOT was to urgently meet with PDP governors, the NWC, and other critical stakeholders. Curiously, those who wanted Secondus to stay in office till the end of his term argued that it would leave a sour taste if Secondus was unceremoniously booted out of office. But his opponent left him with the 1 foot of opportunity in the doorway. They wanted him to publicly renounce the second-term ambition. To enforce this position was a group led by UCHE. This sadly underscored how much Secondus' ouster meant to the Rivers governor. Hence, he attended the BOT meeting for the first time.